Hi everyone, Sarah Carter, team leader with Usborne Books and More, and I'd like to share with you this series we have for ages 7 and up. So this is part 1. Make sure you check out part 2 of this video as well. So for part 1 we have Fairy Ponies. This is a very popular series for this particular age group. And I'll just show you, here's some of the cast here. This is Holly. Holly's staying at her Aunt May's for the summer and she discovers that there is such a thing as fairy ponies. And the fairy ponies are really fun because they are little tiny ponies and they take her with them on an adventure. So I'll show you that picture there. There are 6 books in these series and you do want to read them in order. Another great series like that is The Secret Mermaid, and in this series you have Molly, who's just moved to a place called Horseshoe Bay. So she's feeling kind of lonely, she's missing her friends. We actually have a lot of books that deal with that theme of moving. So if you have a kid who's struggling with moving, we have a book for you on every age level. So this is one for the younger set. So in this one there's 6 books. You do want to read them in order. Holly discovers that her grandmother has a secret, that she has a secret necklace that helps turn her into a mermaid. So her grand gives it to her. She ends up going on adventures with other mermaids and discovering that she holds the piece to a puzzle that's going to help protect the whole of the ocean. So again, this is a great series for that same age group. Another one in this series, Amy, Wild Animal Talker. We currently have 2 in this series. And you can think of Amy as basically a modern day Dr. Dolittle. So here she is. She ends up getting a necklace, so similar to the Secret Mermaid. And the necklace enables her to talk to animals. So this is really fun if you've got an animal lover at home. There are, like I said, 2 in this series right now. It actually doesn't matter too much what order you read them in, although the secret necklace is the first one in this series. So because Amy can talk to animals, she ends up going on adventures. Next one in the 7 to up age group is The Pony Crazed Princess. Now this book is not exactly as it looks on the front. I know you've got purple, you've got pink, right? You have a princess, but this princess actually does not like the color pink. So she posters all over her room with posters of horses so that she doesn't have to look at the pink. So it's sort of a fun twist. Her name is Princess Ellie, and Princess Ellie in this book gets a new groom for her horses. And this one's a female groom, and this groom lets her try things that her previous groom didn't let her try. So she's kind of learning how to be more independent. The start of this book, she has no friends, but then she discovers a secret and a friend. So it's a neat book. I really like this one. It's good for dealing with loneliness. It's good for kids that are trying to find their way. They just might be able to relate to Princess Ellie here. It's a great series to read in order, 8 of them in all. Another series we have that you might not know about, this one is a series of books. They're not related, but they're on different topics, nonfiction topics. So this is Christopher Columbus. You've got The Shocking Story of Electricity. We have Frankenstein. We have Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They're $4.99, and these books are awesome because they've got short chapters with lots of information, and they tell about historical things in a really fun way. So this series is great. Another one, the 7 to up, Cranky Paws, is the start of the Pet Vet series. We've got 6 in these, and this one's a great deal because you can get all 6 of these for $19.99. It's a really good read too. So basically you've got Trump, who's the dog in this series, and his owner is a veterinarian, and the veterinarian helps the animals, and Trump's job is to be an ALO, which is an animal liaison officer. So while the veterinarian is talking to the humans, explaining what's going on, Trump explains to the animals what their situation is. There's a lot of good vocabulary words in here. It's good but not essential to read this one in order. This is for about the 7 to 11 age group. You can see there's vocabulary boxes in here. This one says diagnose, so that they can learn different terms. So you can see here too that there's also information about things that kids might want to know about animals. So right there it was talking about reading dogs' body languages and explains what the tail position of a dog means, things like that. So if you have an animal lover, they will love these books. The next book series by those particular authors is Farm Rescue. This is a fairly newer series that's just come out within the last year or so. There are 2 books in this series right now, And the book is exactly how it sounds. So this is Stamp. Stamp is a fun dog. He's got, this actually has a word glossary in it too, just like Jack Russell did. So you can see here it talks about different things. It'll define what they are. And in this one's specific to Border Collies. So you'll learn a lot about Border Collies in a fun way if you're reading this book. So just so that you can see what it's like, I'll go ahead and turn some pages for you there. But this one's great because it has a lot to do with respecting your elders, and Stamp learns the importance of having older dogs in his life too. So this is a great series. Another series that happens to have dogs is our Fizz series. There are 4 so far in this series. And I like Fizz because he's a small dog, which I think is relatable to kids. He has to deal with a bully in this. We have a couple books that deal with themes of bullying. So if you have a child that is going through that, this might be a book that's helpful for them. This was actually the first book in a series that was the CBC Australia Children's Book of the Year Notables for young readers. So it is an award-winning series. This is actually the second book, and the first one is the Police Dog Tryouts. They're $4.99 each, so a great deal and a lot of fun. All right, last but definitely not least, we've got Wheel Nuts. Wheel Nuts is a lot of fun because it's written in a comic book style. So I'll just flip through some pages. In fact, my almost 4 and 6-year-olds saw this while I was preparing for this video and have been begging me to read it to them ever since. So this is great because it's pretty easy to read. If you have a reluctant reader, this is a great idea because it's not as intimidating. It has less text on each page. It actually is at a higher AR level too, believe it or not. So this could be a really great thing to hook your reluctant reader into reading. In this series, you've got the Wheel Nuts who are having a race in the desert. Each of them has a different style of car. And it's just silly, bright colors, and a lot of fun. There are 5 books in this series, and you do want to read them in order. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this and pick out some great books.